News 7x7 is a unique channel dedicated to the news from dairy industry. Every week you receive brief on top 7 dairy news on this YouTube channel from India and abroad. These news could be seen in detail on our channel dairynews7x7.com also. You may write in the comment box on the dairy topics of your interest. We will try to develop news feature on the same. Your constant feedback and patronage to this channel is our source of top 7 dairy news from the week of July 11th will cover. GST rate on pre-packaged, pre-labeled dairy and agri products notified. Dairy farmers to stage Dharna in front of Parliament on 27 July on GST. 1,650 crore price difference for Banas Dairy producers. Microplastics polluting our blood, fetuses, dairy and meat we eat. Dairy price hikes create market gap for alt protein. Manure-eating worms would be the dairy industry's climate solution. Dairy summary of the FAO and OECD Agricultural Outlook 22 to 31. The central government GST notification will deal another body blow to the common man's household expenses. It imposes a tax of 5% on unbranded pre-packaged food grains, pulses and cereals, as well as pre-packed labeled curd, buttermilk and lassi. Trade associations called a day strike on July 16. RSOD MD of Amul informed TOI that they will increase rates by 5% from July 18 itself. There is no other alternative. We cannot absorb this extra cost, but I do feel that curd, buttermilk and lassi are consumed by the common man. These are not luxury items. Moreover, these are delivered fresh twice every day to local retailers. So the burden of compliance like e-way billing will increase. Small vendors will now have to hire experts to file monthly GST returns, and they may wonder if it's worth the trouble and the expense. Manish Bandlish MD Mother Dairy said, it is likely that the impact may be passed on to consumers. The Dairy Farmers Federation of India, which is part of All India Kisan Sabha, has called upon dairy farmers across the country to join a Dharna and a demonstration in front of Parliament on July 27th with the following major demands. The Union government must cancel the imposition of GST on dairy products, machinery and milking machines. The government must ensure fair and remunerative price FRP for milk based on the Swaminathan Commission's recommendation, and implement a special scheme to reduce the production cost by supplying silage and green fodder at a subsidized rate. They also demanded a reduction in the milk production cost by adding a special clause in the Manrega. The said clause will provide an annual subsidy of 200 days wage to all dairy farmers having a minimum of 2 cows or buffaloes. This is similar to the Ayyankali Urban Employment Guarantee Scheme, which the Left Democratic Front government has implemented in Kerala. At the 54th AGM of Banas Dairy, the Board of Directors announced 19.12% price difference for every milk supplier member of the union. This means Harji Bhai, who supplies about 150 litres every day from 10 Holstein Friesian cows, is entitled to an additional price of 19.12% over and above the value of milk which he supplied in FY22 at 14 lakh rupees. Every year, the farmers eagerly look forward to the Bhav Fair price difference announcement of the AGM. This gives a motivation to stay with dairying. Bhav Fair or price difference is the remuneration paid over and above the milk procurement price given to the milk producers. Shankar Chaudhary, Chairman Banas Dairy, said the 19.12% price difference for the year 21-22 would work out to 1,650 crores, the highest sum ever. In the previous year 2021, the dairy had given 1,132 crore as price difference, while in 1920 it was 1,144 crores. A report by environmental non-profit Plastic Soup Foundation reveals that 73% of the products including dairy and beef they tested contained microplastics, the material left behind when plastics decompose. The research points to plastics being present in livestock feed as a possible cause of the contamination. Scientists at Vrije University Amsterdam detected plastic particles in 18 of 25 milk samples tested in Netherlands. Some 7 out of 8 beef samples were found to contain plastic particles, while 5 of the 8 pork samples contained particles at least one type of plastic. Livestock feed was also tested. All of the 12 samples of feed pellets and shredded feed contained microplastics. This research is on top of tiny particles already having been found in human blood, lungs and even in unbound fetuses. But the new study is sparking even more serious concern about contamination in the food chain. The production of plastic-free feed for animals may be one of the ways to improve the plastic particle exposure scenario for livestock. The steep increase consumers are experiencing in price of dairy products continues to create opportunities for plant-based dairy alternatives. This is particularly true in Canada, where dairy producers do not benefit from government subsidies as they do in the US. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the highest prices for US average retail in May. The 8.6% all items index increase, the largest 12-month increase since December 1981. The price highs are making dairy alternatives more popular for consumers. Eat and Beyond, which invest in companies in the plant-based and alternative protein sector, such as Beyond Move Foods, Oat-based dairy, Banana Wave, banana milk beverages, and Turtle Tree, dealing in cultured milk, breast milk, and meat, has watched the sector closely. Nut-based alternatives are gaining traction with consumers. While plant-based options are not immune to inflationary pressures, the continued growth of the sector will increasingly unlock economies of scale, lowering unit costs over time, or at least blunting the impact of the general inflation that we see throughout the market. With 6,000 dairy cows, 5,000 beef cattle, and thousands of tons of apples, potatoes, and cherries produced annually, Royal Dairy in Royal City, Washington uses hundreds of millions of gallons of water per year. All that water once used carries animal waste, pathogens, and environmentally harmful chemicals like nitrate that can contaminate groundwater and contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. To prevent that from happening, though, Royal Dairy cleans and reuses its water more than 10 times before the water leaves the farm. The dairy has also cut its nitrate pollution and lowered the greenhouse gas emission, all thanks to a new kind of wastewater filtration system powered by the worms, also known as vermifiltration. Vermifiltration has also been shown in some cases to reduce methane emissions on dairy farms. As such, vermifiltration could be a possible alternative to manure digesters, controversial technologies that capture methane produced by manure ponds, then sell that methane as a fuel source. World milk production is projected to grow at 1.8% per annum over the next decade to 1,060 metric ton by 2031. Faster than most other main agricultural commodities. Over half of the increase in total milk production is anticipated to come from India and Pakistan, which will jointly account for over 30% of world milk production in 2031. In the main exporting countries, growth is only expected in the EU and the US. While some regions are self-sufficient, such as India and Pakistan, total dairy consumption in Africa, Southeast Asian countries, and the MENA is expected to grow faster than production, leading to an increase in dairy imports. In Europe and North America, overall per capita demand for fresh dairy product is stable to declining. China is expected to remain the most important importer of milk product despite a slight increase in domestic milk production. Over the medium term, the EU, New Zealand, and the US will remain the key exporters of processed dairy products and are projected to jointly account for around 65% cheese, 71% WMP, 74% butter, and 80% SMP exports by 2031. Thanks for watching Dairy News 7x7 channel with news update from last 7 days. To continue receiving update from this channel, I, Kuldeep Sharma, request you to subscribe this channel and share and like the video, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.